Hello, and welcome to a new random video. And on this video, guys, we're here for a patch tier list, something that I'm not sure if I've ever done it in this channel, but I'm here to show you this time is going to be the support champions. I'm going to do for the other roles too, but for the support champions, which is my role, so I decided to do it first. What is the tier list that you should pick on patch 14.7? So in this current patch, this is the order of champions that you should pick. Let me just explain. For the left, it's better. For the right, it's not so good. Okay. So for example, in here we have in A tier we have Taric, which is the best champion in A tier, and Karma being the last champion in A tier. Okay, just so you guys can understand. I'm gonna start speaking from bottom to upwards, and let's start on C tier with Twitch, because apparently there's people playing with Twitch. I don't know what the hell they have in their heads, but there's people playing with Twitch support. I don't know. I've never seen this happening, but yeah, it's a C tier. It's just in here because there's people playing with him, basically, but it's not working, okay? Don't play with Twitch support. Then we go to B tier, which are the champions that are slightly better. You can kinda see them being supports, but don't play with them. It's not good. The worst one is Skarner's. People are now playing with Skarner support because Skarner got the rework, and well, people want to try Skarner everywhere. No, Skarner is not working at support, at least currently, unless people find something weird about him. It's a new rework, so people are still figuring it out. My God. Then we have Wei. Wei, when it came out, it was a bit shown that he could be like a mid laner support, but he's totally on mid lane currently. There's no way you can play with this champion as a support. If you win with him, it was just, I don't know, maybe you are just really good at Wei, or you were just lucky. It's not going good for a support champion. Then we have Ashe. Ashe has been playing as a support because people, well, at least pro players, are playing with Ashe as a support in the current meta on some pro player games. I've been seeing some LEC, and yeah, I've seen some Ashe support showing up, and people see that Ashe support showing up there, and they come trying, and they just find out that in solo queue is not working. Okay, don't play with Ashe support in solo queue, and the same is happening for Rumble. Some pro players are picking Rumble as a support. Well, it doesn't work in solo queue. Okay, this is a lot. You need a lot of communication to work with these champions. Then we have Swain. Swain used to be a really good support. The problem is that currently he is not. Okay, it's totally a support champion, but he's just not good. He needs some buffs. Then we have Silas. I have no idea why Silas is here. Okay, apparently I took these notes from a website, and apparently there's people playing with Silas support. I've never seen this happening. Then we have Pantheon. Pantheon used to be also a really early game support. Some people were using Pantheon to be a substitute for Pyke when Pyke was kind of nerfed. Well, nowadays you shouldn't do that because Pyke is actually quite strong. So just go play with Pyke, don't play with Pantheon. Yeah, Pantheon is not good currently. And then we have Neeko. Neeko is really good on the meta, if I'm not mistaken. I still have to see the tier list for mid lane. I think he is really good on the meta for mid lane, but at least people are playing a lot with Neeko on mid lane, at least in pro play. So I think she's good on mid lane. In support, no, don't play with Neeko support. Now we go to the A tier. A tier is the champions that are fine, okay? It's like the 50-50, okay? So let's start from bottom to upwards. We have Karma. Karma used to be really good. Used to be like on S tier, OP tier on the previous patches. She got really nerfed, and now yeah, at least she can't be played as a support. You can play with her support; it's kind of fine, but you kind of need like a good matchup. It's something that is going to work a lot for these champions on the A tier. You kind of need them for them to work. They can work, but they need a good matchup to work. Same with Camille, and apparently there's people playing with Camille support. I've not seen that happening. I don't know. You guys tell me. Then we have Yumi. Yumi, it's the same thing. It's a natural support. It just happens that she's not so strong in the current meta, but can work, okay? Same goes for Xerath. Xerath used to be a really OP champion, got nerfed. Uh, I think so. Yeah, I think he got nerfed some patches ago. Yeah, got nerfed now. It's A tier. It's just fine. Okay, it kind of needs a good matchup. Yeah, that's it. Senna also used to be an S tier. I'm not sure if she got nerfed, but if she just came down, she would not just come down on the tiers just because, yeah, she probably got nerfed. And yeah, now it's just on fine. Same goes for Shaco. I remember seeing some people play with Shaco. Shaco used to be, I think it was on A tier, but it was way higher. Well, now it's not working. It's still working, but it's not working as good. I remember Rel, the champion that made me go from silver to platinum. This champion on the previous season was so stupid. Okay, it was so stupid after she got that rework. I went from silver to platinum just like this in a week playing with this champion. I got a video about that if you want to check on my channel. It's just stupid. But now she's just fine. You can play with her, but it's not like really OP. Morgana is the same thing. You kind of need a good matchup. She's good to cancel champions that have a lot of CC. If a Leona jumps on your AD carry, you put just a black shield, and she can't use the E, she can't use the Q, no ultimate. It's kind of good counter pick for some champions. Bard, it's the same thing as Pantheon and Pyke. They like to roam a lot, and well, that's it. Bard, it's kind of fine. You can have really good results with Bard, but Bard is easily the hardest champion to play in all of these champions that are in here. Bard, it's really hard to play, okay? So in order to make Bard work, you need to be really good with him. Then we have Alistar. Alistar, in my opinion, it's the most complete champion. I mean, it has peel, it has CC, it has heal, it has everything. It's a champion that has everything. But currently, it's not that good. I want to play some Alistar games just to check like how it is, because I kind of like the champion. I like Alistar, but yeah, currently not so much win rates. He's not getting much success. Then we have Seraphine. Seraphine used to be good on AD carry or AP carry apparently, but I'm not sure. I have to check the AD carries. But they apparently she's now turning back to the support role, and she's just fine. And after that we have Maokai. Maokai, like 2 patches ago, he used to be on OP tier and like beyond OP. He was so strong that I don't know how Riot could fix that. And the only way they fix it is just destroy the champion. And now he's basically A tier. And you can still kind of play with it because he was so damn strong. But you can kind of play with him now. Now you have Tahm Kench. Same thing. Like he became much more of a good champion after he had his rework like some years ago, 1 2 years ago, I don't know. um, but yeah, he's fine. Maybe he'll return to the meta. We also have Vel'Koz, the most annoying champion in bot lane. Is fine. You can like this list in here is champions that you can actually play with them, but don't expect to have much high results with them. Like I said, they need a good match. They need to be in a good matchup. We have Brand, same thing as Vel'Koz. Basically, they're what they have to do in the bot lane is exactly the same thing. Rakan, he kind of needs a good matchup. It's a very good engager, very good in pro play. Yeah, you kind of need them to work. You kind of need them to work well with the team. Zyra used to be on OP tier. Now she got nerfed, and well, here she is, 2 tiers down. Poppy, there are people that can play with Poppy support, but it's a champion that in order to make him work as a support, you need to be really good with her. Poppy's currently better in jungle, okay? Renata Glesk, again, a champion that is totally dependent on the matchups, and it's highly picked on pro play, but on solo queue, not so much. Zilean, a champion that never shows up anywhere, but he's kind of here on the A tier, and usually are these champions that no one is paying attention to them, that they get really strong. For example, we have Zilean in here, it's quite a high A tier, and we have Taric, I'm going to talk about Taric later, but it's the same thing. They are kind of hidden, no one plays with them, but they are not so weak, okay? They can work. We have Braum again. It needs a good matchup. But if he is in here, it means he's getting a quite interesting win rate. So yeah, you can play with Braum. There's Soraka. Soraka also needs a good matchup. It depends that your top laner could be a tank because it works better that way. Yeah, it needs a good matchup, but people are finding some results with her, so you can play with Soraka. Then we have Zac. Oops. We have Zac. Apparently, people are playing with Zac support. I can see that work. If I'm not mistaken, in the past, I did a Korean build with Zac support, and it worked really fine. Yeah, Zac is a total champion that I can see be playing as a support, and people are playing with him as a support, and it's working. And now we have Taric. Taric is my hidden champion. Let me tell you why. Taric has a really solid win rate, but there's two problems with Taric. One, he needs a really good matchup, and two, he is really like is a champion that no one plays with him. So he's not just better. Taric could easily be on S tier, if not OP tier. The problem is that no one plays with him, so there's not enough games for me to place him in either of these two. And there's the problem that he is good. The champion is damn good, but he needs the matchup to work. He doesn't work well in all games. But if he's in the right game, this champion is gonna destroy totally a team fight, okay? And now we go to the S tiers. So here on the S tiers are the champions that are currently working really well. I totally recommend you guys to play with them. Let's start with Nautilus. With out of these all, it's the champion that is working a bit lesser, and I can't tell you actually why. It's probably because the champion from here is a champion that is mostly picked. It's a champion that people pick the most. It's Nautilus, and he's just in the bottom here because he's the one with lower win rate in all of this. Because it's probably the champion that people play the most, and that tends to make the win rates go a bit lower. But yeah, he's a freaking solid champion. It's totally a champion that I would pick if I had no idea what to pick. Like when you are like in a on a champion, like picking the champions, and you don't know what you're gonna pick. Usually, the champion that I go for would be Nautilus. It's a solid champion. I know it pretty much works well in every matchup. Then we have Lux. Lux is a bit dependent on the matchup, but it's a really easy champion to play with, and it's really easy to make him execute. So I have no doubt that it could easily be on the S tier. Then we have Thresh. Thresh is told by many people to be the best support, like the to have the best kit to be a support in League of Legends. I kinda agree, but I do think that Alistar is a little bit better to be a support. But the thing is, Thresh is on the meta. Thresh is liking the meta, and people are not playing so much with Thresh, which makes that Thresh win rate is kind of coming upwards. And the champion is good. I totally recommend you guys go play with Thresh, but it's a champion that requires a bit of skill, so train a little bit before coming with Thresh. Then we have Lulu. Lulu is a bit dependent on the matchups. But even if it's not in a matchup that it's not totally favorable to her, you can totally make a Lulu work. It's you just need an indie carry that it's not, for example, a Samira. Like Samira wants an engaged champion. Lulu wants a champion that it's going to be like a Jinx, a Twitch, something like that. Champion that is going to like throw a lot of hits all of a sudden. Then we have Pyke. Pyke is a champion that, same as Thresh, I would tell you guys to first practice a little bit with Pyke, because Pyke, it passes that illusion that it's a really good champion to play as a support, and indeed it really is, and it's kind of on the meta right now. The thing is, it's not easy to execute a good Pyke, okay? Pyke needs to be mastered, okay? It's not an easy champion. Then we have Milio, which is a perfect substitute for Lulu. Imagine that you guys are picking a champion and Lulu gets banned, go for Milio. It does the same thing. They basically do the same thing, okay? If one gets banned, you go for the other. If you want to play them, it's easy like that. Then we have Blitzcrank. Again, depending on the matchup, it can be really good. It can totally destroy a game. So, no doubt it is in here. And now we go for the top four. And on fourth place, we have Leona. Leona is the strongest tank support currently in the meta. There are some people playing it in pro play, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw one or two games with people playing with Leona. It's really strong, okay? Leona, if like I need to pick a tank champion on support, I'm gonna go for Leona currently. If not, I'm gonna go for the OP tier in here, but yeah, guys, go for Leona. It's totally worth it. And it's not that hard to play with, actually. Then we have Nami. Nami is a bit dependent on the champions that you could play with, but like she works really well with everything, especially if it's a Lucian. Everyone knows the Lucian Nami bot lane. It works better in pro play, but in solo queue it's also working really nice. So yeah, you can totally abuse a Nami. If you are an OTP Nami player, it's a moment for you guys. Go for it. And then we have the second best champion in the current meta, which is Janna. Janna is with almost OP tier, actually. Her win rate is on 52.5%, if I'm not mistaken. She is really, really strong, okay? Guys, go for Janna. She's a bit depending on the matchup too, but it's really good. And the current OP tier, if you guys don't know, I put on an OP tier champions that are S tier, but are above 53% win rate. Above 53% win rate, it's really good win rate, okay? And I'm talking about Sona. Sona got huge, I mean huge buffs on this patch, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna be nerfed, okay? On probably on patch 14.8, if not on 14.8, 14.9, she's gonna be nerfed, okay? So this is a champion that I totally recommend you guys to abuse it now before it gets nerfed, because Sona, it's really strong right now, okay, guys? I can totally tell you guys, it's a champion that I'm gonna go for if I just join in the game. It's really OP. But yeah, that's it, guys. Stay tuned for I think next I'm gonna do the AD carry tier list. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop the like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and guys, I'll see you next video. Bye.